Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort appeared in court Thursday in Virginia. He pleaded not guilty to 18 counts of tax fraud and other charges. Manafort's trial is set for July 10th. Last month, another former Trump advisor, Rick Gates, agreed to cooperate with the special counsel after pleading guilty to financial fraud and lying to investigators. CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reid is in Washington. So, Paula, what did we learn from Paul Manafort's arraignment Thursday?
We learned that he will have not just one, but two trials. He'll be prosecuted twice by the special counsel. He already faces charges here in Washington, D.C., 5 felony charges. And now, today, he pleaded not guilty to these 18 felony counts in Virginia. Now, the reason he's facing two trials instead of one is his own doing completely, because he refused to allow special counsel to consolidate them all in Washington. I talked to some legal experts. They're not clear what his strategy is there and why he wouldn't do that, other than to probably just cause special counsel headaches.
Well, does this impact the other charges Manafort faces in a separate case in Washington?
It really doesn't. It'll be two separate cases, two separate prosecutions. Overall, the strategy for special counsel, though, is to add as many charges as they can to incentivize him to cooperate.
Well, what can we read into the fact that Rick Gates has pleaded guilty and is cooperating in this investigation while Manafort is maintaining his innocence?
Well, it's really not good for Paul Manafort, because he and Rick Gates were charged in the same conspiracy. So every single thing that Paul Manafort has been charged with, Rick Gates can offer specific testimony about that alleged crime. We saw that in the Washington, D.C. case, because the special counsel had to file new charges or remove Gates from it. And we saw the fingerprints of Gates and his testimony all over that. So it's going to be very difficult for Paul Manafort to beat these charges, given the fact that his former co-defendant is testifying against him.
Well, the special counsel is also investigating whether a meeting between Blackwater founder Eric Prince and a Russian government official in January of 2017 was intended to establish a back channel for talks with the Kremlin. Why is Robert Mueller interested in this meeting in the Seychelles?
Well, this meeting would be just one example of a broader conspiracy, right? The special counsel is looking into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. So why they're interested in this specific meeting is because there was a representative, a Trump campaign associate, and someone who's very close to Vladimir Putin meeting someplace where most people aren't very likely to see them. So special counsel wants to know more about the reason for this meeting, what was discussed, and especially whether or not sanctions were discussed, and most importantly, whether or not any foreign money was funneled into the Trump campaign, because that would really be essential in terms of bringing any sort of criminal charge, and that also could speak to the wider conspiracy.
All right, Paula Reid in Washington. Paula, thanks very much.